Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Libra in July 2020. What is going on, Libra? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. All right, friends, welcome to July. I'm recording this on July 4th, so happy 4th of July for my fellow Americans. If you're out celebrating and enjoying time with friends and family, out in public, whatever you're doing, please be safe, please be cautious, as we are still very much in the middle of a pandemic. Speaking of the pandemic, even if you're not here in America, I hope wherever you are, you're safe, you're happy, you're secure, you're healthy. I don't know about you, but I take my health and my wellness pretty seriously, and I'm not interested in contracting any virus if I don't have to, okay? So whatever you're doing, I hope you are using the same amount of precautions as you can, or that you're comfortable with, I should say. And, again, if you're looking after yourself, you should definitely consider how your actions can impact other people. Just going to say that, okay? Libra, anything else? General announcements here. You will see me go live on the channel next week, July 11th, for Cancer's birthday season reading, live here on the channel. That is, again, exclusively for Cancers, so I will be doing readings specifically for them, but if you wanted to pop by, say hello, check out how I do my live readings, you're welcome to come in and sit down, enjoy, a little bit of tarot that you just casually, if you're interested in spying on other people and their tarot readings, that would be the time to do so. Only if you want to, okay? Anything else? No, I don't think so. So let's go ahead and get into it. Libra, shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead. If you are interested in getting a personal reading with me, that information is also down in the description box. If you happen to have a question before you place an order, just go ahead and email me at the same address provided there, and I will answer you as soon as I can. Also down there, you will see the link to my Instagram page, or Instagram account, I should say, and that's where I pull oracle cards a few times throughout the week. Recently did a pick a card read, so that was kind of fun. So I'm going to introduce more of that on the account over there. So if you're interested in following me over there, just go ahead and click the link and drop me a follow, okay? All right, let's get into it. Libra. Let's see Libra's outcome for July 2020. Libra's outcome in July 2020. Please show me. What? That's very odd how that card is poking out there. They're like teasing me with this. It's like, this could be the outcome or could not. Who's to say? Should I take this or no? They say take it. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. That's going to be interesting. I don't normally take cards that haven't already gone to the left hand, or at least popped out or something. But anyway, here we go. Let's flip what came face down for you. No, don't fall off the table. We don't want that. We don't want anything falling off the... Oh, wow. That was coming up in the bottom. Or, in the bottom. That was coming up in the pre-shuffle. Interesting. Okay, guys, I see you. I see what you're doing. Got you. All right, let's get into it. Let me see where Libra is in July 2020. Please show me Libra in July 2020. Please show me. All right, there we go. We got it. All right, Libra, here we go. Coming in to July, you come in with the energy of the Nine of Swords. Okay, so a little bit sad. Not in your finest hour, they're saying. Not your finest hour. Not your most clever. Because this is a fox. So, I think you've kind of shot yourself in the foot, it feels like, for some of you, where you were trying to accomplish something, trying to get over something, trying to move in a certain direction, and because of something you said, because of a lack of saying something, because of certain actions or behaviors, you end up, again, like shooting yourself in the foot, like egg on your face. I'm sensing a little bit of embarrassment. I'm sensing a little bit of, apologetic energy. Not to say you are apologizing, but you do feel someone, at least, it is a general, so it could be someone else. But in this situation, I'm getting the sense of feeling remorseful. Like, that was not the right thing to say. That was not the right thing to do. Or more traditionally speaking, with the Nine of Swords, being inundated with some type of guilt or some type of stressor or some type of uncertainty. Some cases maybe feeling like a missed opportunity, or you're missing your home. What is this? Is that? Hey, I've never noticed that. And I think this is the first time I've ever said this about this card. So obviously foxes tend to be orange or reddish orange, right? And I'm not sure that the camera will pick it up, but do you see like the bright spots of red in the fox's coat? It's like wounded. Like they're giving me this idea that this animal was hunted, right? Because you can hunt foxes, right? Yeah, fox hunting is a thing, even though it shouldn't be. So I'm getting the sense of like you may have been playing a game or entangled in a situation where you walk away wounded, or if not, I don't think it's physical, by the way, for most of you. I don't think you're physically wounded. You could be, but I don't think you are. But you're mentally and emotionally wounded from some exchange or some involvement in a particular situation or relationship. And you're regretful of that. You're regretful that, could also, okay, yeah. Because aside from hunting, foxes are predators as well, right? They're both prey and predator in the natural world, so to speak, right? So maybe, like, now they're showing me like another fox. So maybe you've had a fight with a friend, with a family member, with, whoever, someone close to you, and you were taking swipes at each other. You were taking bites out of each other. And you may have said some things that you're regretful for. Maybe the other person feels the same way or something similar, but you're still sitting here licking your wounds. There we go. Licking your wounds, this Nine of Swords. It's troublesome, Libra, because I don't think anybody wants to be in this type of energy, but yeah, and like even the eye of this fox looks sorry. It's like almost weeping, or almost like, like, I think, aren't foxes like related to dogs? So like, it's like, like that whimpering sound, right? Okay. Given that this is swords, you could be weeping or whimpering to somebody when talking to them, either offering an apology or trying to make amends. I'm not sure that many of you are doing that, or that's even necessarily coming through strongly, but there is this sad, reflective, also being inundated with not so nice thoughts, traditional to the traditional interpretation of the Nine of Swords. Restless nights, sleepless nights, okay, a lot of anxiety and worry over what has transpired or what you're in the midst of right now. For some of you, this is like concurrent energy where something is developing, but that development is actually an erosion or a devol. What do you call it? What's the word? Like dismantling, like something is happening. Gosh, this is very brutal, like the things they keep showing me. So again, going back to this idea of the fox being wounded, I'm not predicting anything, okay? So don't take this too seriously. But what they're showing me is an animal, this fox, lying in the woods, wounded, puncture wounds from another fox or some other animal, or a gunshot wound from a hunter or something like that. And they're lying in the woods in a quiet, dark space, because look what's above the fox. A darkened sky, waiting to die, knowing you're going to die. Now, I'm not predicting anything. That is not my forte. If I was feeling this thing of looming death, I would speak more honestly to it. But this is more of an allegory, or more of an analogy. You're sitting in a situation, a relationship, a connection, a job, a state of mind, or some personal revelation, some personal epiphany, knowing something is dying, knowing something is dissolving. Thank you. Devolving. Okay. And you feel gutted that you can't do anything to prevent this from happening. Okay, so there we go. That's a lot. And again, I'm not predicting any type of mortal death. I don't feel that, so I'm not, I don't want to scare anybody. So what else is happening for Libra, please? Yeah, so the bedrock of this, the foundation of this, has been some BS, okay? Seven of Swords. So underneath it all, or again, at the root of the situation, we have the Seven of Swords, which is underneath the Nine of Swords. I feel the Seven of Swords is this turning a blind eye, or downplaying the severity of a situation, downplaying the impact of words and actions, and really wanting to be removed from responsibility. Somebody said something in the heat of the moment, and now they regret it. Somebody said something very nasty, a lot of ire, a lot of arguments, explosive energy or fiery energy, because of, if you look in the background, it looks like a village or an encampment is on fire, or it's under siege or something like that, and you see someone walking away. Like, for all we know, this person could have lit the fire that people are now contending with back there. I'm not calling anybody an arsonist or anything like that. I'm not feeling like true criminality here or any type of violence here. It's all coming through as an analogy, okay? So please don't look at someone thinking, or pat them down for a matchbook. You got matches on you. Don't do that. So what I'm sensing, though, more to the point, Libra, is that somebody spoke out of turn or was damaging in their words, damaging with their behavior, and there's an escape act or some type of walking away. For those of us like down with meme culture, right? It's like any old meme that you can find from like an action movie, or like what's that one movie where Heath Ledger was playing the Joker, and he's like walking away dressed up in that nurse's outfit, and he's walking away waiting for the hospital to blow up behind him because he planted a huge bomb there. It's like that. It's like, the damage you did, especially if it was the Joker, you're a sociopath, you're a psychopath, what you're trying to do. So it's someone feeling guilty about, they knew what they did was wrong, or they knew they had a hand in something that wasn't above board. If they are not the only person to blame. If they share blame, that's possible. We don't know just yet. But there's this realization that your own actions leave you wounded, alone, dying in the woods. Very interesting. So it's pity. There's the word. It's been encircling my head. Pity. Self-pity. Somebody is licking the wounds that they caused in their own life. What else is happening? Please show me. Yeah, man. Libra, I don't know who it is. It's a general. It could be you. It could be someone else. I'm not sure. But what I'm sensing here is things used to be good, and then they turn not so great, and they're not going to go back to good. That's basically what I'm sensing here. I'm sensing that there was some type of homeostasis. Oh, that's a very interesting word. There was a homeostasis, a sense of camaraderie, a sense of things being copacetic in a situation, and somebody totally leveled it, destroyed it, or walked away from it, whatever it is. Yeah. And on this top line, thank you. So again, the misery that's befallen the Nine of Swords character could be you, could be someone else. I don't know. It is a general. Take it however it resonates. So what we had was stability. what we had was this equal provision? Meeting of the minds, an agreement, a partnership, some type of connectivity between you and another person or other people. It could be more than one person, I don't know. In the sense of, as the Four of Wands usually speaks to a home situation, so you could have had a happy home with a roommate, happy home with a spouse or a lover, happy home with a relative, whatever. And everybody was sort of kicking in towards that relationship. What do I mean, kicking in? Contributing. When we see the Four of Wands, we are looking at equal contribution. We're looking at people agreeing to make a happy home, to put in effort to solidify something. It's usually, it's very foundational. It's like, no matter what happens, this is where the safe place is. No matter what happens, this is always going to be, oh geez, with the focus, my bad. No matter what happens, this is always going to be, oh come on, don't be like this. You were fine all day, and now all of a sudden, you don't want to focus right. There you go, friend. Okay. No matter what, the bedrock of a situation is always going to be there. We're always going to have this place or this dynamic that can't be shaken, that is solid, that is secured. Nothing or no one can come and impenetrate what we're building together. Business, family, love, relationships, whatever. And I feel someone, like a quote-unquote inside job, destroyed it from within. Sabotaged it from within. Like I told you before about the Seven of Swords. In this particular deck, we don't know that the person who's walking away with these swords hunched over trying to slink away, we don't know that that person wasn't the cause of all the kerfuffle that's in the background. They very well could have been the one that lit the match, right? So that's what I'm sensing here. Somebody, whoever the Nine of Swords character is, you or someone else, is realizing, I messed up. Or I did something that you can't come back from. It's irreparable, what I've done. Or the consequences of my actions are irreparable. There's no going back to. And there's this realization for the Nine of Swords character, who is also the Seven of Swords character, for this person to realize, I had a good thing, and it ended up wounding me. It ended up hurting me too. So if this person was a literal arsonist, they're walking around with, burns on their body. 3rd-degree burns on their arm when they lit the kerosene or they threw in the ignition. And then all of a sudden the flame went up their arm and they're like, ah, and they run out. Like, sure, the house burns down or the property burns down, but they're out back in the woods suffering from a singed arm. You see what I mean? So they're still able to walk away. I don't sense like, again, I'm not literally trying to predict anybody being physically hurt in a situation, but someone did something that ended up hurting them too. And I think I used the word sabotage, and I mean that. Sabotage. It was a good thing. 4 of Wands, 6 of Cups, which is where we're going to next. It was a good thing. And someone ruins it. Why did they ruin it? I don't know. You tell me. But there was this kinship. Ooh, haven't used that word in a while for this card. Kinship. You see these two lemurs, right? Kinship. We recognize each other as the same species, the same type. 6 of Cups in tarot can be recognized as a soulmate card. You can take that with a huge grain of salt, okay? Soulmates are not always life partners. Soulmates are not always romantic entanglements or romantic relationships. Soulmates are not always good in the sense of they feel good. Soulmates can be very difficult relationships to have, period, okay? So do with that what you will. Take that as you must. But there was a recognition or some type of similarity, some type of, again, kinship in whatever situation the 4 of Wands was representing, okay? And somebody didn't appreciate that. Possibly was scared of this. If this is a romantic relationship and you tell someone that they're your soulmate and you're their soulmate, that might freak them out. You know, if they're not on a spiritual path, if they're not awakened in some form or fashion, if they don't believe in it, it could just be like silly to them. Like, you believe in that kind of stuff? And then it's like, you know, in some people's mind, that comes with a huge responsibility or huge label, soulmate. So like, we're meant for each other, like forever. Yeah. And somebody's like, you know, and I'm not trying to blame you or anybody else for using that word, but I'm just saying this is how some people can conceive of soulmates. It turns them off. It freaks them out. It scares them. And so what does someone do when they're scared? They act out. What does someone do when they're scared of a good thing? They destroy it. A lot of people have all types of issues and insecurities surrounding good shit. You got to be in a moderate to high vibration to appreciate good things in your life and to not take a look at them and feel scared, unworthy, resentful, whatever. And fully appreciate and embrace it, because when it's good, this is the problem. People get kind of attached to the idea that good means no trouble, no drama ever. Like I told you, the word soulmate, I don't use that word lightly on my channel or in my work, because I think a lot of people think a soulmate is akin or somehow equal to this idea of perfection. Fuck that. That's so not true. So not true. Okay? So if this is your soulmate, or if you have a concept of soulmates, or you're the person who did the sabotaging, I'm going to let you know, soulmate doesn't mean walk a perfect, pretty little lane and you never, put a toe out of step or put a toe over the line of goodness or whatever. Soulmates are humans still. They can make mistakes. They're meant to challenge you, number one. They're not meant to come into your life and just say, oh, I made you brownies. I made you cookies. Here, would you like a back rub? Here, would you like a foot rub? Oh my God, whatever you... It's not always agreeable energy. Or an agreeable dynamic between two people. Yeah? Romantic or not. Okay? So somebody here knows or suspected some type of soulmate connection and maybe informed the other person. The other person then got scared of those high level of expectation, those hallmark cookie cutter expectations of what a soulmate is. When you look into their eyes, it's like you can read their mind. And this person is like, when I look into your eyes, all I see is a pair of brown eyes. All I see is hazel eyes. You might have pink eye. You might want to go to a doctor. Like they don't view it that way. And because you or someone else has said, oh, this is what we have, this is the connection, it alarms them. Again, fear, insecurity, unworthiness, whatever. And when you have those three things and more as motivators, you destroy. You self-sabotage. You walk away. You throw a match over your shoulder, you hear the big explosion go off behind you, and you keep walking off to the distance. Yeah? So, that is what I am sensing someone has done, is doing, will do, whatever. And somewhere along the line, that's the lesson. Okay? Especially for those where this is a soulmate thing and you're interested in that journey, or you feel you're on that journey, that's a lesson. Sucks to learn it this way, but that's the lesson. Right? Regardless, both parties, or however many people are involved, Five of Cups. Sad over the loss, regretful, and mourning the loss. Another thing that tarot readers have said over the years that I've been studying is this is crying over spilled milk. And so we see 5 eggs in this nest. 3 of those eggs have hatched. 2 are still intact. But this owl looks very distressed, looks very concerned over the cracked eggs. Presumably, those eggs had little hatchlings in them, little baby owls in them, yeah? Where are those baby owls? They're gone. Why? I don't know. Where did they go? I have no idea. But there's this instinct within this adult owl, this mother or father owl, to be mourning, lamenting that 3 of those eggs don't contain the children or the offspring, right? So that's, if there are children involved in this and children are gone from the home, maybe this is empty nest syndrome, I don't know, or maybe that plays in here some type of way, but I'm not sure. But because I used that analogy of the children and didn't go with spilled milk, it must have a reason for at least one of you. Now, more to the point, the Five of Cups is challenging because all fives are challenges, right? Fives represent challenge, changes, and chaos, confrontation, conflict, things like that. The reason this Five of Cups is a challenge is because I think someone, is somehow comfortable in misery. Ooh, okay. Five of Cups, someone could be drinking away their sorrows, having 3 beers and, nursing the 2 that are left over, whatever. So it's a challenge because it's a need to come out of your own, like I said, self-pity. Come out of that energy of looking at your circumstances, of looking at the choices you made or someone else made. Because I said both people are here, or both sides of the matter are here. So the person that did the damage, that lit the match and threw it over their shoulder, we've established them. The person who was quote unquote left behind, left to clean up the damages, the other person who, the other fox in the situation who maybe is licking their own wounds after a fight, the person who was trying to give equally in the situation with the Four of Wands, the person who did say, hey, you're my soulmate, they too are doing a little bit of self-pity. That could be you, that could be the other person. Equally so. Equally mourning the loss of what used to be. Because it used to be this beautiful thing. It was this kinship. But it's gone. But I'm telling you, that's the lesson. That's the lesson. Somebody here thinks that soulmates are forever. Telling you very much so, they're not. Not always. Don't get used to that idea. Soulmates are with you because you mark each other. You recognize each other's vibration. You recognize each other's frequency. You can tune into each other easily. But as you travel down your road, your path, your trajectory, and they go down theirs, your frequencies change. Think of it as if you're listening to, for those of us remember terrestrial radio, at least when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, right? You go far enough out of reach of the tower of the satellite, right? The tower that the radio station is broadcasting from. You go out range of that frequency, you can't hear that radio station anymore. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean that radio station wasn't playing your favorite hits. It doesn't mean that it was not playing. It wasn't playing your favorite love ballads and it's your favorite station. But because you left that frequency, you left the area which that frequency covers, you can't hear it anymore. That's what's going on here. Somebody, you and another person, your frequencies are changing. Doesn't mean you weren't ever soulmates. Doesn't mean that you didn't have good times together. But going forward, are you guys going to be on the same frequency? Nope. 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 And that's okay. That's okay. But both of you, more than likely, are not okay with this. Maybe one more than the other is coming to terms with it. But at some point, both sides of this story were just distraught over the loss. And I'm over here clutching on my chest as if I had a pair of pearls, but my hand is over my heart chakra. So many of you have felt severely heartbroken over whatever this was and the loss of it. And there it is. Okay, yeah, the loss of it. Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant, major arcana for Taurus. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus, but you don't have to be. And I just did their reading earlier today, but I really can't remember the message. But anyway, if you happen to be connected to a Taurus, there might be something in that reading for you. A lot of these readings have had similar themes, so if you feel compelled to cross-watch anybody, just go for it. I don't care. But anyway, in the reverse. So the Hierophant speaks to fidelity. The Hierophant speaks to commitments. The Hierophant can be a card of marriage in the tarot. So if you were married to someone, whether they were a Taurus or not, whether you thought they were your soulmate or not, it doesn't matter. But there could just, I did say that, a dissolvement, a devolving of something. I mentioned that earlier in this reading. And that's what this is really giving to me. It's like what once was is no longer. Was that your reading in mid-June? Was that Libra? I said that in a previous reading for one of the zodiac signs, and I can't remember when, so please don't quote me on it. But that might apply to you. What once was is no longer. Yeah. And I'm feeling like a memorial type of energy, or God, that's not the best word, because again, I'm not predicting any type of passing, any type of death. I'm really not. It's like memory lane. Maybe that's the better way to say it, instead of memorializing, like memory lane, like going through old photos, scrolling through things on your phone, going back over your social media posts and all this other kind of stuff. Reflecting on. There's a lot of reflecting energy. The Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, a little bit in the Four of Wands. There, and with the Nine of Swords, as we started, here's this fox laying up under the dark sky, reflecting on the things that they did that caused them to be wounded, lying in the dark, suffering. Okay? Hierophant in reverse, divorce for those where you were married. Not say you are getting divorced, but you might. If you haven't started the proceedings, you might be going that route. And the Hierophant also is a spiritual card. It speaks to spiritual wellness, or it's not the best word, but I'm going to go with it. Righteousness. Feeling right with God, whatever that means to you, whoever your God is, whatever your God isn't. I don't, please take it all with a grain of salt and personalize it, reinterpret it. Okay. But it's feeling righteous, feeling sanctified, or feeling affirmed from a spiritual place. But this is in reverse. So for some of you who maybe have had devout pasts, devout upbringings, Catholic, Orthodox, Judaism, whatever rules you think exist between your personal God and the people that populate this earth, whatever you believe in. And now your marriage is gone, or your again, a soulmate connection, or this connection does not have to be romantic. This could be a friend. This could be a colleague. This could be a family member. This could be a relationship between your parents and you. And it's just like this. You guys, again, are on different frequencies. And if they have these religious tenets, or you have religious or spiritual tenets, you kind of feel ostracized or awkward, because you think to yourself, is this what my God planned for my life? To lose my marriage, to lose my relationship with my parents, to lose my relationship with my brother or my sister, or whoever this kindred spirit is. You feel, some of you, fouled by God, by spirit, by universe, whatever. And again, that's part of your lesson. Not to say, yes, God is giving you the big middle finger and telling you to piss off. I'm not saying that. The message, or excuse me, the lesson is around this concept of soulmates. And what does that mean to you? What does it mean to be told, or what does it mean to believe someone is your soulmate, but then to have them exit your life, or you exit their life, or there becomes some point of dissension between you? That's the challenge. That's the lesson. I'm not here to tell you what to do with that. I'm not here to tell you what the solution is. But I'm telling you, that's the lesson. That's what you should be studying up on. That's what you need to be, in some cases, because the Hierophant does talk about belief. It does talk about belief structures, and it's in the reverse. Flipping that. Or challenging it. If not flipping it, challenging it. Seeing it from a different perspective. In my estimation, whatever God exists, whatever anybody believes in, I don't believe it's as black and white as many people do. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So for me, this energy makes a lot of sense, or this storyline rather makes a lot of sense to me. And I feel like for you, Libra, or someone else involved, it's a little bit too hard of a pill to swallow. Yeah? Outcome, Libra. Seven of Wands. So, interestingly, it's not a fox per se. I don't know what kind of animal that is, like a jackal or something. I have no idea. But you do have this very ferocious animal in the bottom right. And then you've got this geese, or some type of goose or something like that. I don't know, and the goat up there. And it's just this is a mess, right? Seven of Wands. traditionally speaking, it's about standing your ground. It's about maintaining your own beliefs, maintaining your integrity, maintaining your sentiments and your convictions, and standing by your sentiments and your convictions. And I think that's partially true here. But I'm really zoned in on this one animal that's attacking, this one animal that's being super ferocious, and the other two that are put in this defensive posture, or in this posture of being the victim, of being the prey. And that is very striking, because you've got one essentially versus two. But the two that are being attacked, like, again, like the ferocious animal, whatever it is, a jackal, a hyena, whatever that thing is, some type of canine or feline looking thing, is technically outnumbered, but is still the one, causing the ruckus. It's the one to be feared. So somewhere in this situation, that could mean something. You've got two people who are on the defensive and one person who's on the attack, one person who's being extra aggressive, and that's a shit show of it's like a mismatch. You got two people possibly running scared from one person, and there's a need to call that out. There's a need to recognize how divisive and disturbing that is, how volatile that is, how much of a conflict that is. I don't know exactly how that plugs all the way back into the story, because what I'm really feeling over here is a dynamic between mostly two people. You've got two people here, or two animals here, you've got two animals here, and you've got these single figures here. So I feel like this dynamic is a little more between two, maybe three people. And over here, there would be the three people there, but I'm not sure. I'm truly not, so I apologize. But there's something about how ferocious this one animal is towards these other two that are, in survival mode. Remember I said earlier, someone is sorry for what they did or what they said. And that could have been in the face of, okay, so if this was a marriage, just as an example, because I'm like, where is this coming from? This could have been a fight, or this could have been, empty nest with the empty eggs over here. This could have been a long story. This could have been a long story. Could have been your childhood, Libra, or the childhood of the children that you're raising, or that you've brought into this world. And things could have been copacetic at some point between the adults. And then children came along, and children have witnessed the devolving or the dissolving of a marriage. And that could be where this innocence thing is coming from. This two innocent energies over here that are idly standing by, watching one or two people, the adults in the situation, go at each other, take swipes at each other. Like I said, there could be another fox somewhere else in the woods licking their wounds, right? Interesting. Overall energy is the Eight of Cups. A lot of emotions here. Water sign energy with the cups. But anyway, so overall, gotta leave behind what is emotionally distressing, what is emotionally dissatisfactory, okay? For you, for them, for everybody involved. Like I said, soulmates are not always forever. In my estimation, we have tons of soulmates that we meet throughout our lives. And some of them, they'll stay around for a long time, but not the entire time. Some will stay around the entire time, and some will only be there for a short amount of time. It all depends. But at all points, at all stops, Libra, my challenge to you, or my advice to you rather, would be to be aware of your frequency, to be aware of where you are energetically. Like I said, in order to even get to the point of recognizing a soulmate relationship and appreciating it, in my estimation, you have to be mid to high vibration. You can't appreciate and truly fully commit to the path of a soulmate and acknowledge and accept it for what it is if you're low vibe. You really can't. Like I said, when I was talking about that card earlier, you would be snarky about it. Soulmates, what do you mean? What is that? What does that mean? Or soulmates, I don't know, and be like super skeptical. I don't even believe in anything. I'm like totally, this whole, life here is just, a fluke. No shade to anybody. But to truly be able to appreciate it, you'd have to be mid to high vibe, okay? And at the same time, when you're mid to high vibe, you have to know when to walk away. You have to know that, oh, our soulmate journey is complete, at least for now. And that's the thing. We don't know. This could all come back around. I'm not trying to give anybody hope, but I'm leaving it up to the unknown, because it truly is unknown, right? Regardless, overall, this is about you and possibly another person, or whoever, however many people are involved, coming to the very adult, very clear-headed conclusion that we're not working out the way we should. Our frequencies are in contention with each other. Our frequencies don't match. And because our frequencies don't match, I or you or both of us have to go our own way. Have to seek out a place where we can get a radio signal, where we can start hearing the jams, where we can start hearing our favorite songs again over the radio. Every time I tune into you, every time we come around each other, all I hear is static. And because of that, there's no vibe here. Yeah? Interesting. Libra, that is your reading for July. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to read that. Feel free to share the video, let other people know you like watching my stuff, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. That would be super, super cool. Okay. Libra, I'll be back very soon. Like I said at the beginning, on July 7th, I'll go live for Cancer season. If you want to drop by, just say hi or just hang out. That's totally cool. And then I'll also be back a little bit after that with your mid-July readings and your August readings after that. If you're interested in a personal reading, again, check the description box below. And I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care.